cut bigger mesquite than this. I never realized they got as big as they do. A lot of people love mesquite, and it's stable. It doesn't move a whole lot. This came from Highway 12, on the way to San Marcos. The state was pushing it over, and we got to go gather it up. And it's some real hard wood, I tell you. I make bowls and stuff out of it, and carve tabletops and stuff. It doesn't warp as bad as, say, oak or pecan. That's a dogwood right there. He's our mascot.
This is a pecan. The pecan is real prone to spalting. It's got a real nice light color, and then when it spalts, it gets the very fine dark lines that run through it. This is going to be just a flat top bowl, just a regular bowl. I get most of my wood from people that had trees falling down, people that are wanting to get rid of a dead tree. I try not to just go out in the woods and cut trees down.
I'm still a cedar fanatic, though the cedar's just got too much character in it. We got a headboard and a footboard for a bed here, or we could make another cabinet out of it, make a nice tabletop, make it kind of an oval shape, and use the outside, round those off.
This is a pretty amazing piece of wood here. There's actually two pieces. I don't know if you can really see that. There's one right behind it. These are two cuts off of a cypress tree, and this was a limb off of a cypress tree to give you the idea of the size of what a cypress tree grows to. And so Pat Cope and I cut this wood some 7 years ago, and along with this pecan tree. You can see that in the beginning it was two trees that grew together, and one day that'll be a dining room table or a coffee table for someone. One of the things about woodworking is that it kind of brings you back to yourself, and Wimberley kind of does the same thing. You'll find a lot of writers and song people, sculptors and artists. Wimberley's full of people like that, and each one of them are seeking something within themselves. And so wood, just a medium that we chose around here because I think of the ability to manipulate the material.
Well, this is a 2/3 life-size portrait of the national champion paint pony, this horse over here, which I'm using as a reference. So this will have real anatomy instead of carousel horse anatomy, which is quite different than, it's somewhat similar, but carousel horses don't have to have the real anatomy, they just have to look right.
The cedar will have a picture in it already. When I start, I can see what I want to do, the grain and the way it goes. You can almost see the subject in there. This piece here, I started cutting, it was kind of a project, rainy day project, so it took a year, but it probably only took 30 days, all in all, you know, to do. This eagle mantle here, it had a natural form, even though it was in a big old giant piece of wood, 5 foot across. What this is going to have, I'm going to carve the claws of the bird being the lookouts, holding the mantle up, coming out of the fireplace. So this is another project too that's being worked on a little at a time.
This is my trophy dragon. He's kind of dusty right now, but everything in the shop is dusty. That's kind of a spoof on hunting trophies. This is the baby dragon. Let me get a picture. This is the mother. That's me sitting on the nose carving it. It's 24 feet tall and 75 feet long. That head is about the size of a small pickup truck. This is one of the completed animals for the Texas Carousel. It's got the chaparral with the prickly pear and the cactus flowers. And we actually have, up here in my studio, I have a roadrunner that crosses my parking lot all the time, and he's always jumping up in the window and looking at this one saying, you know, my, it's a big one.
So I'm going to find the approximate center of the bowl just by kind of looking around the top of it and drive the spur center in. And bring in the tailstock. I feel like I'm in control of shaping this piece of wood. The machine, the only thing it's doing is spinning the wood. And it's me that's putting the shape into it and drawing the form out of it. And this is the bowl we just turned. It's that spalted pecan. I like the pecan because I like the color that I get, and especially in this one you can see the spalting in it, the very fine detail in the lines. And it's just something I love. It's nothing like taking a raw piece of wood out of a log and putting it on the lathe and coming off with a finished bowl. I look for grain that's out of the ordinary. Straight grain in a lot of woods is very pretty, but if you can get that grain to do, or find that grain that has done something different, burls, knots, and in that respect, you can get a lot more of the dramatic effect out of the wood for bowls, because you're taking a small piece of wood and you're trying to make a statement with it.
Yeah, each piece of wood is individual. No two are exactly alike, although there's enough constancy that you can design and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the consistency that's there.
I like that edge on steel through the wood. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it smells. It's a good thing to work wood and touch and smell and feel and saw and watch that chip curl off the sharp steel. It's a good way to spend your days.
Wood can be, you can work on something that's small like a jewelry box, or you can work on a house, or you can build furniture. For me, that scale really appeals to me.
I noticed that lots of people comment on how they had their grandmother's rocker, or they wish they had grandmother's rocker. So that the chair has this family connection.
One of the things we enjoy most is building heirlooms for people. Everybody seems to value their Aunt Mabel's chest of drawers or china cabinet. They think, because it's old, it makes it valuable. But in reality, it isn't because it was old. It's because people took their time to build it. And these things are still being created today, not only here in Wimberley, but also in Utah and New York, all over the world. There are craftsmen that, if you want to take the time, which most people don't want to, and if you can identify what you're looking for, which most people don't know, then you can have exactly what you want. And then you can pass that on. The main reason that people had things in the past that were worth money is because they set aside the time and the energy and the money to make that happen. The housing industry is going up here so fast, and people are just dozing trees down left and right. And so, in a way, what we would like to do is salvage these and begin to build things from them. Perhaps a homeowner who's got a pecan tree right in the way of their house. Well, it shouldn't be firewood. Why don't we cut that tree down, let's season it for a while, and then maybe we can build something for that customer out of that very tree out of their yard. It's hard to get people to really understand how long it takes for a tree to get to the point that it's as big as they are around here. Some of the oak trees and walnut trees and pecan trees around here are hundreds, if not thousands of years old. We have cypress trees here that date back to the turn of the last millennium. And so to go in there and to remove these trees so that you can have a house that will be there maybe 100 years, well, it might be nice to create something that would carry on that tradition of that tree so that it would live for several hundred years more. And so I think that we owe it to ourselves, the people that move to Wimberley and decide to live here, or anywhere else for that matter, to take care of the environment that we're around. It's one of the things we try and do, and utilize the materials. It's there for us to use, but it's not there for us to abuse.